Hello friends. In this video, I will be covering the topic of who is the best test match batsman of the present era. So in this topic, I will also be covering two more things. Who is a better test match batsman between Virat Kohli and Kane Williamson? And then I will also be comparing Virat Kohli with Joe Root in test matches. That who is a better batsman between these two. So this video will be only about test match cricket. I will be analyzing the records and stats of all these players in an unbiased manner. And on that basis, I will be giving you three conclusions. Who is better between Williamson and Virat? Who is better between Root and Virat? And who is the best batsman of the world of the present era? Now, for this topic, the best batsman, the criteria which I have chosen is that the player must have played at least 50 test matches. So, considering that, a few players couldn't make it in the list, like Babar Azam is also there, but he has played less than 50 matches. Then Marcus Labuschagne from Australia, he has also played less than 50 matches. So obviously they can't make the cut. So there are five players which I have chosen. They are Virat Kohli, Kane Williamson, Joe Root, Steve Smith, and I have also added David Warner here. So I will first of all start with David Warner. David Warner, when I looked at his stats, I found that he has a very good home record, an average of almost 65. But his overseas record was very poor. He had an average of only 34.5 outside Australia. And comparing his overseas record with the other four players, which we call the Fab Four, their record is much superior in overseas. So I didn't go into the details of Warner's stats. So I think Warner can't make it as the best batsman of the present era. So I will start first of all with the comparison between Kane Williamson and Virat Kohli. That will also answer your question about who is the better between them, because Michael Wong recently, when he commented that if Williamson had been an Indian, then he would have got much more attention and much more recognition. And he would have also been considered as the best batsman like Virat Kohli. So I decided to start with the comparison between Williamson and Virat. I will show you their stats on the screen. Now, as you can see on the screen, the number of matches for Williamson 84, for Virat Kohli 91, runs 7129 for Williamson, 7490 for Virat Kohli. So these are almost similar figures. If you look at the overall average, 53.6 for Williamson, 52.4 for Virat. That is also somewhat similar. Williamson is slightly ahead. In terms of centuries, Williamson has 24, Kohli has 27. Half centuries, Williamson has 32, Kohli has 25. So Kohli is leading slightly in case of centuries, while Williamson is leading in case of half centuries. And if you look at their averages at home and overseas, Williamson at home has average of 65.3, and Virat Kohli at home has average of 64.3. So this is also almost similar. And outside their own country, in overseas, Williamson has an average of 44.55 and Virat Kohli has an average of 44.24. So right here till this comparison, you will find that their overall stats looks quite similar. There is no major difference here. So going by the stats at a superficial level, you will feel that Williamson and Virat Kohli are sort of equal in test match cricket. So you can term them as equal. But however, if you look deeply into their overseas performance, country-wise, then there is definitely a major difference. Now, I will tell you the performance of both these players in various countries. Now, this is not the performance against that country, because the performance against a particular country will also include the performance in the home country. So this is now which I am going to tell you is the performance against a particular country in that country only. Or if it's a neutral venue, then the performance in that country. So here in the blue color, the portion which is blue colored, you can say there Williamson is scoring over Kohli, and in the red colored portion, Virat Kohli is scoring over Williamson. So in Bangladesh, Williamson has a very high average of 83.3, and Virat Kohli has only played one match in Bangladesh and he failed in that, and average is only 14. And in UAE, mostly the matches are played against Pakistan as a neutral venue. So here Williamson averages 64.4 and Virat Kohli has not played there. In India, Williamson averages 35.46. And in case of Virat Kohli, I am taking New Zealand here because we are comparing the stats of both of them. So India is the home country for Virat Kohli and New Zealand is the home country for New Zealand. So we will compare the performance of each of this player in the home country of other player. So here you can see that in India, Williamson scores at an average of 35.46, while in New Zealand, Virat Kohli has scored with an average of 36. So it's almost similar. So basically, this thing cancels out. Now, where Virat Kohli is scoring over Williamson? In Sri Lanka, Williamson had an average of 26.7, while Kohli has average of 43.78. In Australia, Williamson average is 42.85, while in Australia, Virat's average is 54, much higher than Williamson. In England, again, Williamson's average is only 26.1, while Virat's average is 36.35. So both are performing below average, but Virat is still much ahead in England. In South Africa, Williamson has performed very badly. His average is only 21.17, while Virat has performed very well in South Africa. His average is 55.8. And then in West Indies, Williamson is ahead. He has performed with an average of 51.33, while Virat has an average of 35.6. In Zimbabwe, Williamson has a very high average of 97.25, while Virat has not played in Zimbabwe. So going by their detailed study of their overseas record, how they have performed in each country, you can see that Virat is performing better in SENA countries, except New Zealand, because New Zealand is the home ground for Williamson. So I am not considering that. That cancels out with the performance of Virat in India, because both of them are performing well in their home countries. So in other SENA countries like Australia, England, and South Africa, performance of Virat Kohli is much better than Williamson, and he is scoring there. Especially in South Africa, his performance is much better. In Australia also by a good margin, Virat's performance is better. And even in England, although he didn't perform well on his first tour, but overall he's performing better than England. And now, as Williamson has performed poorly in these countries, including Sri Lanka, where he averages only 26.7, but still he averages almost similar. Overall average also and overseas average also with Virat Kohli. So that means he must be covering that failures in these countries, Sri Lanka and SENA countries somewhere. So the area where he is covering is in Bangladesh. and Zimbabwe, UAE, and in West Indies. Traditionally, these are the places which are given less importance compared to the SENA countries or subcontinent countries or the country of your opponent player. So that's why I would say that due to the better performance of Virat Kohli in SENA countries, Virat Kohli is a better test match batsman than Kane Williamson. And this is an unbiased view. So my final verdict between the comparison of Williamson and Virat Kohli is that Virat Kohli is better test match batsman than Williamson, mainly due to his better performance in SENA countries, except, of course, New Zealand. We'll be comparing the overall stats in test match cricket for Joe Root and Virat Kohli. And this will answer the question who is a better test match player between Root and Kohli. In case of Kohli, we already studied his stats when we were comparing his stats with Williamson. So we will mainly see the stats of Joe Root. Joe Root has played 104 matches, 8,699 runs with an average of 49.15. So his average is slightly lower than Virat Kohli. He has scored less centuries, 20, but more half centuries, 49, compared to Kohli. Now, comparing the averages at home and overseas. Root at home has an average of 50.34, while Virat has a much higher average of 64.3. This shows that Kohli is very dominating at home. While Root, you can say, is a consistent batsman at home. And at overseas, Joe Root scores over Virat, though not by a bigger margin, but he scores over Virat. He has an average of 48 overseas outside England, and Virat Kohli has an average of 44.24 outside India. Now, if we look into the details of how they have performed in overseas in each country. In Bangladesh, Joe Root has performed slightly better, though both have failed. Both Virat Kohli and Joe Root haven't played much in Bangladesh. I think Root has played 2 test matches only and Virat Kohli 1. In UAE, Joe Root has performed well with an average of 57.4. Virat Kohli has not played. In New Zealand, you can say it's similar, though Root is slightly ahead with an average of 39.1. In Sri Lanka, surprisingly, Root is much ahead of Virat Kohli. It's a subcontinent country, but Root has a very high average of 65.5 compared to Virat Kohli's 43.78. Now, in Australia, Virat Kohli surprisingly has a much higher average. Root has an average of 38, while Kohli has an average of 54. So this is slightly surprising that Root is performing better in subcontinent than Kohli, and Kohli is performing better in Australia. So I think these are few factors which sort of cancel out each other. Now, in India, Joe Root again is very successful. He has an average of 50.11. And if you compare it with his home average, so you can say it's quite similar. He is performing well at home in England and also equally well in India. Though on the other hand, if you see case of Kohli, Kohli is very dominating at home with an average of 64.3. But in England, he has a very low average. I wouldn't say very low average, but lower average of 36.35. So clearly, here you can say that maybe Joe Root has a slight edge. Joe Root is more consistent with his performance, while Virat Kohli, you can say, is more dominating at home. But in England, he is not that successful. And also you can say in New Zealand and South Africa, Virat Kohli is slightly ahead, while Joe Root also has a good average of 50.2. And West Indies, Joe Root again scores by a big margin over Virat Kohli. He has an average of 53.5, while Kohli has an average of 35.6. In Zimbabwe, both these players have not played. So comparing the stats of these two players, both in overseas and at home, it seems to me that Joe Root is more of a consistent player. He has scored runs everywhere. You can see, but the only place you can say that he is yet to score runs is Bangladesh. But he has only played 2 test matches there. Maybe if he will play a few more, he will cover up with that. Otherwise, he hasn't really failed anywhere. In New Zealand, Australia also, he is averaging a bit low, but you can't call it a failure. An average of 38 or 39 in overseas conditions against the tough bowling of New Zealand and Australia. Though you can say a similar thing about Virat Kohli also, because Virat Kohli has a low average in England and also New Zealand. But you can't say he is a complete failure there. He would like to improve upon that. And at home, obviously, he has got a really good average. So in case of Root and Kohli, I think that both have a few things which work in their favor. In some areas, Root is better than Kohli, especially in terms of consistency. But in another area, Virat Kohli is better than Root in case of dominating your opponent. So overall, I would say that in test match cricket, I would rate them as equals. I would say that both Joe Root and Virat Kohli are equal in test match cricket, and both of them are better than Kane Williamson. So my final verdict between the comparison of Joe Root and Virat Kohli is that both Virat Kohli and Joe Root are equal in test match cricket. Now coming to our final comparison between Steve Smith and Virat Kohli. So obviously this will clear up everything, because as we have concluded that Virat Kohli and Joe Root are equal, so we can compare Steve Smith with any of them. So I am going with Virat Kohli. So let's see the stats of Steve Smith. He has played 77 matches, scored 7,540 runs at an overall average of 61.8, which is quite clearly much superior than Virat Kohli's average. Almost there is a difference of almost 9, which is quite high. Centuries, both have equal centuries. Smith has slightly more half centuries, 31. And comparing their records at home, Smith has average of 67.7. Kohli has 64.3. So here Steve Smith is slightly ahead, and it shows that both of them are very dominating at home. Now at overseas, Smith again has an average of 57.1, and Kohli has an average of 44.24. So I think here Steve Smith obviously scores. It shows that he is also very dominating outside Australia. Now, if we go into the details of his overseas performance in various countries, we can see that the blue-colored areas in this table, these are the areas where Smith is scoring over Virat Kohli. So in Bangladesh, Smith has a higher average, 29.75 compared to Kohli. And Smith also has played only 2 test matches in Bangladesh. In UAE, he has an average of 43.5. In India, Smith has average of 60, which is quite good. So that means Smith is successful in the country of Virat Kohli, very successful. And Kohli also has a good average, very good average of 54 in Australia, but less than Steve Smith's performance in India. In Sri Lanka, you can say it's somewhat similar. Kohli has slightly more average. Smith has an average of 41.17. In New Zealand, there is a big difference. Steve Smith has an average of 131 in New Zealand, while Virat has average of 36. In England also, there is a big difference. Steve Smith has an average of 59.55. In South Africa, Virat Kohli scores, and I think this is the only country or only area where Virat Kohli is scoring over Steve Smith. He has an average of 55.8 in South Africa compared to Smith's average of 41.1. In West Indies, again, Steve Smith is way ahead with an average of 141.5. In Zimbabwe, both of them has not played. So you can see clearly that as per stats, Steve Smith is clearly ahead of Virat Kohli and also Joe Root and Kane Williamson. So on the basis of this comparison, I would say that Steve Smith is the best test match batsman of the present era. And you will be surprised to know that in the history of test match cricket, of all the batsmen who have played more than 50 test matches, Steve Smith has the second highest average. His average is only next to Don Bradman, who has an average of 99.9. So, of all the players who have played more than 50 test matches, Steve Smith is at number two in terms of averages. Only Don Bradman has a higher average than him. And if we don't consider the criteria of 50 test matches, even then Steve Smith is at number three position. So quite clearly, this answers your question that who is the best batsman. The final verdict is that Steve Smith is the best test match batsman of present era. So friends, that was my unbiased analysis of the Fab Four and also other batsmen playing in this era. I hope you liked my analysis and my comparison of all these players. Okay, friends,